Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Land, and welcome to my show today. We're so excited about all the great things that are happening to people who are joining in with our Insiders Club and also joining on our show. And so, welcome today. We're very pleased to have you here, and we're going to have some good content here today. I'm going to talk about creating good habits. And in my book, Lessons from a Dream Maker, I talked about bad habits. And I compared bad habits to rusty cars sitting on the side of the road. They don't get you anywhere, bad habits. So we're going to be talking about creating some good habits today, and I think it'll be very enlightening. But first of all, I want to go to some of you, welcome some of you back, and have you say a few words. First of all, I want to go to my friend Tony Fight Master up in Illinois. Tony, it's great to have you on today. You're recovering from hip surgery, and tell us how you're doing.
Hey, I'm doing great, Joe. I started walking in the house here a little bit without the walker within about 4 days of the hip replacement, and didn't try. I didn't want to scare anybody, but so I was good with my walker and crutches. I went to a first meeting last Thursday at the university, and so they've seen my face over there a couple times now, but. Yeah, hey, I'm doing great. I'm just trying to get my cardiovascular back up and going. Got to get moving again.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today. And Terry, I want to hear from you today. Terry up in Canada. Terry, you've had some really wonderful things happen in your business. And for those who are joining us on the recording later, and those who are new joining us today, would you tell us a little bit about your business and what the exciting things are starting to happen in it?
Hi, everybody. We have a specialty tea business. It's all organic, and a lot of the herbs and stuff we can pick right off the property we live on. And the reason why we got into the tea business is to help people with some health issues. We also love helping other people. So that's the biggest reason why we got into this business. And the exciting things that are happening, some of it is from Joseph's wisdom and how to talk to people. Like your business that you had with your trucking business, when a certain company came to you and said, this is what we have, this is what you got to get for it. So I took that knowledge into a customer of ours, and it worked like wonders. It's just, we worked out the numbers because she wanted 30% instead of 20. And so we did the numbers, and it's just, I'm really sorry, we're just starting out. We did the numbers, and there's just right now at this time, we can't do 30%. Okay, well, I have to ask, and it was cool. And another thing, Joseph had mentioned, our name is so long, and if you don't type it in right properly, you don't get us. So Carrie, who's done a lot of most 99% of the work on the website, she developed the barcode. So now all you have to do is take your phone, have the camera on, and there you go. You click and it goes there. And if it doesn't work, then you just have to download the QR code app. Also, we needed some, we're out. I'm going to keep it short, Joseph, I promise, because I love to talk. So we want to expand our business locally. So I called up a news outlet in the area, and I actually got to talk to the manager, and she talked for 40 minutes. And she says, really, if you want to do a $59 ad, it's a one-time thing. Right now, there's crops going in. People aren't paying attention to the newspapers. Or we could do this. And she talked for 40 minutes, and I listened. And she was straight up. And so we are going to do some business with her later on. And then we store a lot of our herbs in 1 gallon jars, glass jars. And we didn't have any. And one of our vendors doesn't have the right lid. So we went to another small town in the area, and there's this little bakery sandwich shop. We go in there because we couldn't find any health food stores. They were shut down due to the pandemic. And so they had a sign, $2 a jar. So I said, well, how many jars do you have? Because if they would have had 30, I would have bought them all. Something like Joseph would do, But, we got a dozen out of there. And now we have more jars. And, it's just, we're growing, and we're taking the action we need to do to move forward. And without the action, we'd be stagnant. So it's just so amazing how we're being blessed. And, it started here from the great advice from Joseph and all of you. So it's so exciting.
That's good, Terry. I'm excited to hear that. And I'm glad to see your business starting to take off. And we've only been together like a month or so. And it seems like you have God's favor. I want to make sure you understand that. And when you are walking in that kind of favor, you go in, you go in a store that you're not supposed to go in, and they're the things that you really needed. Isn't that cool? And it's just amazing how we're all directed in that way. And I see that happening with all the people that I'm working with all across the board. So I'm very, very proud of you and Carrie, and very proud to hear what's going on in the tea business. And I want to thank you for naming a tea after me. You named the cardiovascular tea Joseph. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to order a truckload. No, I'm teasing.
What?
But I'm excited. I'm excited to get it. So I know you got some on the way to me. But Terry, if you would, in the chat, please put your website number for those of us who want to connect with you, so that new people also can get your information. But I'm excited. One of the things that I like to do with this show is show you the power is really in the people. I related a story one time to the transportation business. As all of you know, I started a transportation business on a shoestring and a prayer, mostly a prayer. I borrowed $50,000 and created a $200 million annual revenue company. And I just remember, I remember going back to those times and how difficult it was. And I realized I wasn't in the transportation business at all. I was in the people business. And so people are the thing that makes things happen. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about people. I'm all about being a blessing to people. And I'm all about seeing people win, because most of the time you have it in you, but you've just never had anybody help you position and posture and encourage you to do it. And so that's what I'm all about. And that's what we see working everywhere, with people that we're working with. So, Tom Henderson, do you have a good word for us today down in Florida?
Sunny.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Terry up in Canada. Where is it in Canada you're from, Terry?
He's on mute.
Yeah.
The Edmonton area. I'm good now. Am I still on mute? No.
Yeah, Edmonton, Canada, and you're talking about how sunny it is in Florida. I'm sure they don't want to hear that in Edmonton, Canada right now.
It's not. It's okay. We have a picture of the sun on all the windows, so we get sunshine every day.
All right.
It's beautiful Florida. And I was talking to you last Monday. I spent the weekend over in Orlando with about 300 business owners and stuff over there. And the theme for that whole weekend was togetherness. By sharing together and relationships, one industry to another, how sharing ideas sometimes, like you're from the trucking industry, and that's all you know, trucking, and you got a problem, and you got a problem. Sometimes somebody else from a different industry would give you an insight from outside to help you solve the problem. So it's coming together here and sharing ideas together. Like you say, the power of one, then you put the power of two, put 10,000 to flight. So it's just sharing ideas together here and interacting together. What a blessing, Joe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're muted, Joe.
Very powerful, Tom. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And that is so true. And Shane up in Nantucket, how are you doing today? I know your business is growing.
I'm doing well. And as we talked about, I've got to get my right eye, which is quite blurry, back online so that I can actually do my biofeedback sessions with folks, my quantum biofeedback. And because I'm in the wellness and the healing business, I know that our bodies are amazing creations and that they heal themselves as long as we give them the right conditions. And so I'm working on finding out precisely what that is for me at this time. The other thing that's given me time to realize that I need to rearrange my time, do some time management. So that's good. And I'm so happy to be here as always.
That's great, Shane. Thank you for that update. And it's great to have you here. And we'll be saying a little prayer for your eye. Xavier, welcome to our Ask Joseph Land show today. It's great to have you on. I want to go right into what I want to talk to you about today. And it's called creating good habits. And I want you to get out your pens and paper and just take a few notes, because I think this is so important. And, you know, one of the things when I was playing sports that I had to do is create a personal discipline. And, you know, if you don't have a personal discipline and you don't know your way, then, you know, as they said, and, you know, as Dorothy said, you know, any way will do, right? So you want to have specific intent and you want to do things with a personal discipline so that you get the result that you're going for. So creating good habits. And so the first thing I want to tell you that habits are the behaviors and patterns that showcase what we do by default. They really do. And good habits are a way of getting things done and following a good routine without even thinking twice. And let me give you an example of some of the good habits that you do that your brain doesn't even have to think about. Let's just say you're getting up in the morning and you're going to work, and what you do is you get up in the morning and, you know, you go in the bathroom and you brush your teeth, or as a guy, you might shave or take a shower or whatever. You do that without even thinking. That's your routine that you do every day. You put your clothes on, you go downstairs, make a cup of coffee, and out the door. And so those are habits that you do without even thinking. And those habits don't take up a lot of brain power because they're already kind of programmed in the way you live your life. The bad habits are the ones that are like procrastination, you know, maybe eating poorly, smoking, you know, some of the things like that that hold you behind. And so those are some of the things that you need to think about. We live in a world today where I say, and Dr. Jeannie, you can talk to this as well. We live in a world today where we have sick care instead of health care. And if you're not taking care of yourself, nobody else is going to. And so good habits would be eating healthy, exercising, you know, getting proper rest, reading, listening to things that inspire you, and those kind of things. And so I want to talk to you about 10 good habits that I think that might help you today. The first one is starting with a habit of having a meditation every day. So, Tony, do you have any time where you wake up in the morning and start with a morning devotional or meditation?
I sure do. In fact, I did that this morning. I have a routine that I go through and saturating my mind with scripture, with truth, and then prayer. I've got a journal, and I write notes down. I track what I do, and then follow that up by reading a good personal development book. I'm reading Zig Ziglar's son, Tom Ziglar, this morning.
That's
after
great.
I finished my Bible reading. So yeah, I had kind of combined the two, spiritual and personal development.
What I've learned in the morning, I wake up early at 5 o'clock every morning, and from 5 until about 8:30, I have time by myself, and I get more done. My wife says I get more done in those short hours than most people do in a whole day. And it's because that I've created a personal discipline and good habits of doing that. And so what I've learned to do in my personal meditation time is, have a heart of praise, have a heart of thanksgiving, have a heart of being grateful for what I have, and not what I want, and trusting the Creator, to provide for me and my family what I need. And, a great habit, I think, is getting up early and having a time of meditation and really getting yourself in tune with what's important in life first and foremost. So beginning your day with a time of meditation, I think, is great. The second thing, and I mentioned it in the first, is being grateful for what you have. Stop and focus on your blessings, and focus on what you really have, and not what you would love to have. It might be a reach. One of the things that my wife and I did recently is we sat down and we made a list, and we said, okay, we're going to go back for 3 years, and we're going to make a list of all the blessings and all the things that we're grateful for. And that list took up about 3 pages, and we still remember things after it that we didn't put on the page. And we just made a list of everything that we were grateful for, and all the things that we had seen happen in our life over the last 3 years. The third good habit that I want to talk to you about is smiling. If you will smile, it'll make you feel better. I read something the other day about when you smile, it induces the release of the right molecules in your body to take away the stress. And that's something. It helps with your posture. It helps everybody around you feel better. And when I see somebody greet me with a big smile, you know what? I'm excited about it. And I'm excited to get to know them. And so posture and smiling is everything. I said one time that, you can just about get away with saying anything if you say it with a smile. I have people tell me things all the time, and I say, wow, I smile, and I say, wow, I never thought about it that way. Never being critical, always trying to encourage people and enhance what they're doing. The fourth thing would be encouraging you to eat healthy. Now, I met this morning at 9 o'clock with a Zoom with someone who's helping me with my diet. And it's a lady here in North Carolina who happens to work for a friend of mine who is a holistic doctor. And we reviewed my diet over the last 30 days, what I saw my habits were with my eating. I'm trying to lose some more weight and get really fit. And did I eat? When did I find myself wanting to eat? Well, it's amazing what I came up with today when I'm busy and working and not thinking about eating. I don't think about stuffing myself with something, but when the day is over and I have nothing to do, I think about eating. Isn't that funny? And I discussed that with her. And so I'm going to give you all a tip she gave me today. I'm putting a little sea salt in my water, just a little tiny bit of sea salt in my water. And I'm putting a little bit of lemon, a slice of lime or lemon in my water. Mm-hmm. And I think it really helps with my hydration. And she gave me that tip. And you see a lot of companies out there like Nuon and people like that who sell the hydration tablets. And this is a great way to get some really good, pure sea salt. Put a tiny pinch in your water and a little bit of lemon or lime. And it really helps me as far as the way I want to eat and feel better about myself and drink more water. The other thing that I do is trying to eat healthy. A lot of people say that the first thing that you get in the morning is very important, what you put in your body. So what I do is I don't eat till 11 o'clock in the morning. And so I've fasted from 10 o'clock at night till 11 o'clock in the morning. And I've had nothing but water and maybe a cup of black coffee or a cup of hot tea. And then at 11 a.m., I'm ready to eat something good, right? And so I found that my body likes protein. And I'm talking about now the fourth thing, the fourth habit, eating healthy. And so I'll have a protein shake, or, your body doesn't know if it's breakfast or lunchtime or dinner. It doesn't know the difference. And so I might have a piece of chicken or a piece of fish or something like that at 11 a.m. And I find that when I put the protein in my body first, it just really supercharges me for that workout, at 1 o'clock in the day or noontime in the day or whatever. So that's just a tip. I love protein shakes. I love vegan protein shakes. And usually you can get, a lot of people have home workout facilities and home gyms and that. I still like to go to the gym and be around the people who are training. But I have learned that I want to train with resistance weights. And, I don't care what your level of fitness is, you can always improve and you can always do something and learn something different. And so, get on an app or something and learn from other people who are really fitness experts and are having great success in that area. But one thing I know about exercise, when I'm exercising or taking a long walk or on a treadmill or on a bicycle, it just creates those endorphins that make me feel better about myself and make me want to get more done in my work and my career. So the sixth thing is managing your time. How many people have a problem with managing your time? You get distracted and all of those things. And so what I do every day is I have a list of things that I want to accomplish every day. But then I have a little notepad off of that of the things that I want to accomplish with specific intent. And so separate the things that distract you from the things that really help you accomplish what you want to do for that day or for that week, and set about the amount of hours you want to spend on it. And so write down with specific intent what it is you want to accomplish for that day. Then the next thing is setting daily goals with intent. How many people set goals of what you want to accomplish every day? I've been very careful to do that all my life, and it's really paid off for me. And what I find is with the people I counsel, sometimes they've never set goals. They've never even been told to do that. And so what I encourage you to do is set goals that you want to accomplish with intent every day. And it could be anything as far as personal goals to your business goals and those kind of things. And then the eighth thing that I like to do is I like to seek inspiration every day. I like to listen to a podcast of what's going on. I have a lot of you who refer podcasts to me to listen to. I like to listen to a book as I'm walking or something. I have this app on my phone where I can listen to a book while I'm training, or just listen to inspirational music. So seek inspiration is the eighth thing. Now this next one is a very good one, and I've done this because I grew up in a poor family, and we didn't have much, and so I'm very, very careful with saving, and I'm very, very careful with investing, and I believe that's why I've been able to build two large companies. Is I'm very meticulous about what I invest in as far as doing due diligence, and I'm very careful to save. And I want to talk to you about the next item too in a minute. But what I heard one time was that that most people, if they had $1,000 emergency come up, they would have to go into debt to take care of that emergency. Have you guys ever heard that? And so you want to be diligent in building up a little savings and escrow, so that if you have something like that happen in your life, you got the money to take care of. I heard something also that that most Americans would are 2 paychecks away from a disaster because they haven't saved money. And so I want you to be very diligent in saving and very diligent in your investing, and invest in things that that you've done your research on and you've checked out and that make a difference. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is budgeting and tracking your spending. I'll tell you, when I started doing this made a world of difference in my life. And so, coming again, my father worked in a mill. My mother didn't work. My father had a 5th grade education. We didn't have a lot of stuff. And I saw my mother really budget every penny that went out of our house. And that made an impact on me. And so with all my business accounts and all my personal accounts, and we have like 7 accounts, we check those accounts every day. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons I check my accounts every day is because I have a lot of money in my import account and my JL Capital account and that. And one time I found that the bank had charged me for something that they shouldn't have charged me for. And I was able to call them on it because it was not a charge that should be attributed to my account. And so when you track your spending every day, when you go down line item by line item in your accounts, and you know the state of your business and the state of your personal, it just sets everything at ease.
Yeah.
And so I just really encourage you to do that. Did somebody have a comment about that? Yes.
I just wanted to, strongly agree and to say how important it is to stay on top of these things, whether it's in investments and stock accounts, or it's your bank accounts, saving, checking. Even, if you have a certain system where you're paying for certain things with a certain credit card and you pay it off at the end of the month, and you can track your spending that way. I think a lot of peace of mind and saves a lot of trouble later on, I think.
Yeah. Bill, it's good to see you on the call too.
Thank you.
Welcome to the call.
Thank you, Joe.
So great. That's great, Shane. Thank you for that. Anybody else have any input? Dave, you run a big business? You're muted, Dave. Do you have any comments about creating these good habits?
I absolutely do those with the company's money. I should be better doing that with my own, but my wife actually handles most of the personal finances, but I do track and I monitor every account that we have with the business.
Oh, good. That's great. How about you, Tom Henderson? How do you like some of these good habits we're talking about?
Really good. And on the banking, I don't do as much now. When I had all my businesses and stuff going, most of the time I banked inside. I did not do the drive-through. That way I got to know everybody in the bank. And if they know you on first name basis, it's amazing what they can do for you versus somebody that's just doing the drive-through. Got to know everybody in the bank. They can open a lot of doors for you. So, and just keeping track of the money. But I think the smiling, like you said, you can say about anything you want to smile.
Yeah, that's great.
I found out if you go into conversations and stuff, just smiling, it takes the tension away and it makes whatever you're talking about easier.
That's right. How about you, Tony Fightmaster?
Yeah, Joe, I actually started tracking my finances years ago because they were so tight. So on a daily basis, out of necessity, that's what I did. So today it's still the habit, It's just we're further down the road in the blessing category. And yeah, I wouldn't go a day without checking my account several times.
That's great. That's
And there are
great.
multiple accounts there too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, it's good insight. Good insight. Anybody have anything else to say about creating good habits today? How about you, Mark Chua?
All right. First of all, thanks for sharing the list of good habits that you've been exercising. I'd say that no matter what list that you have for your own set of habits, you can actually do it with a strong discipline that you have for yourself, right? Even if you have tons of habits you have for a day, but without the discipline and the commitment, I think are just, going thin air. So one, I would say is that you have to fully commit and have the discipline to really do all those things to be productive at the same time, make those habits into, to materialize that.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's good insight from you. Anybody else have any comments today?
I'd like to share, Joseph,
Okay, Dr. Didi?
just briefly, SMILE. I learned an acronym for SMILE,
Okay.
and it is Start My Internal Love Engine.
Wow, I like that.
So when we smile, our cells do feel and take in the energy from that smile.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. My wife says that at one time I was sitting at a performance with her and I was sitting there without a smile on my face. She said, "Are you having a good time?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm having a good time." And she says, "Well, you need to notify your face and smile." So, a smile makes everything work, doesn't it? And so she's exactly right. Life is so short that, I want to wake up every day and just be happy about what I'm doing and have a smile on my face. I love that, Dr. Jeannie. That was great. Can you hear me? You're muted.
Yes, thank you. I was going to put it in the chat just to
Good. Dr. Jeannie, I want you to tell people, just give us a capsule of what you do with your business. I think it's so amazing. I want you guys to realize where I think this whole Insiders Club is going. I didn't do this to make money. I did this to be a blessing to people. I have 2 large businesses right now, and I want to give back. And there's so many people who want to have a business and want to be successful in a business, and they don't know how. And then there are other people who have a business who want to make more out of that business, increase that business, take that business to a whole new level. And that's what I do. I mean, people pay me big money to do that for them. And I've gotten to the point where I just don't want to do it anymore. And I've gotten to the point where I want to be a blessing to people like the people that are on this call, because if we can create an army of people like this, we can create our own economy. And let me tell you how. Terry does a tea business. Well, when I heard about the tea business, my wife and I drink tea. And so instead of going to somewhere else to buy tea, we're going to buy our tea from Terry, right? And so on and on and on. And so I had a fascinating call with Dr. Jeannie last week, and she started telling me about some of the things that she did. And I told her about an issue that I was having, and she recommended an amazing enzyme path for me. And I did it right away. And so that's what I mean about creating our own economy and everyone here kind of working together with other people. It's just really, really cool. And we have thousands of people on this call who have their own businesses telling me a little bit about their business, every week. We'll be able to do that. So I'm very excited about that. So Dr. Jeannie, take it over and give us a small capsule of what you do. And then I want you to put your information down in the message thread and the chat so everybody knows how to get in touch with you like I did.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. And so I am a doctor of Oriental medicine, and most people are not necessarily aware of what that is. So I'm an acupuncture physician, but I'm an herbalist, and I'm a nutritionist, and I do homeopathic remedies for people. And that's something very understated and underknown, mainly because fear of it being removed. So homeopathy. So I do consultations across the country. I can help people by prescribing nutraceuticals, botanicals, homeopathy. I do love my acupuncture, and I do community acupuncture, private sessions. That's about it in a nutshell, other than interesting, Joseph, after we had our talk and the blessing and the prayer, this couple people popped in on my calendar. I have an online scheduling calendar that anybody can use. And I offer a free 20-minute meet the doctor call always to somebody that has some questions ahead of time. And I had that call. It popped in after our blessing. And I had the call today with this new couple that just moved to Florida from Minneapolis with a 7-month-old baby. And we had the most amazing call. They said, from your profile, it looked like what we were looking for. We left this amazing doctor, chiropractor. Anyway, it was just a wonderful blessing. And yeah, I want to really, this was the point of the story. I told them, I want to empower you with your own healing abilities. I don't want you to have to be dependent on me necessarily, because we all have that healing energy we can bring in through the crown chakra, into the heart center, into our bodies. And they got so excited. So. You're muted.
Yes, I have. Thank you for that. I've been blessed by your conversations with me and what I've learned from you. And the whole reason, again, that I want to create this Insiders Club and this Ask Joseph Land show is so you guys can share your business ideas and take your business to a whole new level. And in doing that, learn about what somebody else does and be cross-supportive. You support their business, they support yours. And we're going to create our own economy doing that. So I want you guys to hang on after I get through, because I want to tell you something special. But I'm going to close out the show today. Are there any other comments anybody wants to make before I close out the show?
Joseph, one of my colleagues, Patty Barber, jumped on. She is muted, but just say hello maybe to her.
Okay. Hey, Patty, how are you?
Dr. Barber.
Welcome to the Ask Joseph Land show today. Great to have you on.
Thank
David,
you
great
so
to have you on. David Bass, great to have you on. Patty, welcome.
Yes, Jeannie speaks very highly of you and the organization that she is a part of. So I'm thrilled to be able to be part of the conversation today. So thank you for all that you're doing.
Wonderful. We'll make sure we send out to you the recording if you missed some of it. And David Bass, my friend from Alabama, welcome to the call today.
Thank you, Joe. Great to be here. Just heard about it. I'd have been here earlier for the loan.
It's great to have you here. We do this every Monday at noontime, and we're really building a great team. And David has a business he's creating that I'm going to be a part of. That's going to blow your socks off, and we're going to be talking about that here in the near future. David has a brilliant idea and a brilliant mind, and you'll hear more about my friend David Bass here in the next weeks or so. But anyway, I want to close out this call. Thank you all. I want you all to stay on now. Don't leave. When I end this recording, I want you to stay on. But those of you who are listening to the recording, thank you for joining us today. on the Ask Joseph Land show. We're here every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And so we will see you next Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And bring your pencil and paper, because we're going to talk about some great stuff. And we're going to have an entrepreneur giving a testimony here next Monday on a business that they've built and that I've helped them build. And it's really going to be an inspiration to you. So thanks for joining me today. God bless you guys. Have a great week.